on some of the younger guys and make sure they stay focused on this week ahead when you just had a really tough loss?
You try to tell them to keep going, keep bringing them along. That's really the main thing as an older guy. You got to continue to lead by example, continue to bring these younger guys along, because a lot of the guys their first year, first time ever playing, so you're going to deal with some adversity playing this sport. So that's really, as an older guy, that's what we try to do.
What were some, when going back and watching the film of how you guys played against Pitt, obviously they've got a really good quarterback. What were some of your positive takeaways from the game?
Positive takeaways. We played hard as we probably could, and there's always room for improvement. We didn't play like I would say excellent defense, and we didn't play as stellar as we would want to. But from positive takeaways, we thought we did a good job of keeping them under duress, cutting their points in half, cutting their yards in half. Out there playing and executing the calls that Coach Ham had us out there go out there and do. So I feel, as a defense, we're really confident in our ability to do it, and we're just going to continue to work because that's all you can do.
You mentioned Coach Ham. Obviously, last year was a really tough year for everybody, and he didn't exactly get to implant his system what he wanted to do. How different is it, and how, I guess, rewarding is it now that you guys know the system you're playing in? How different is it in Coach Ham in year one versus year two?
It's definitely it's a big difference because it's easier, and it's easier to believe what he's instilling and what he's out there bringing, and seeing it work is just a testament of us actually going out there and going to work every day, and us actually trying to execute exactly what he wants us to do. And to me, he's a brilliant coach. He's been here for a while, been here since I've been here, and just the way he talks, you can tell he's a very good football mind, and he's actually a really good person too. So I feel just having all the off season and all the time too on learning his scheme and all the things he wants to do, I feel it's been very beneficial for us.
Syracuse is a very run-heavy team. What have you noticed on film so far from watching them?
The running back's really good, and the offensive line, they have a good scheme to get bodies on bodies so he can find a little crease. He's a really good running back at testing every gap, so that's going to be key that everybody keeps leveraging their gap and make sure there's no peeking. You could do your job with this team 82 times, but the 83rd, if you jump out your gap, the running back's going to hit it for a home run. So it's really good to make sure we do our job this week. It's going to be one of those type of weeks.
Your partner in crime, Amari Barno, had a good game with 9 tackles and 3 QB hurries. Can you talk about his performance last weekend?
He did exactly what we expect him to do. Barno, he brings a lot of energy, brings a lot of juice. He's a very good player, and for him, he knows that he expects that. And if anything, if you ask him, he probably say that he didn't do enough. So that's great. That's great that he has an attitude like that. He continues to get better, and he knows that this team needs him. So,
what's the best way to get some pressure on Syracuse's QB this Saturday?
Well, I think the best way of doing it is putting them in positions where we know they have to pass because they're such a run-heavy team. They have one of the best backs in the nation. I think it just going back to what I said, it would be us doing our job and us making sure that we put them in situations where all they can do is pass third and longs or even second and longs. And that would be the best way to know. We got a couple hints off of just watching film and watching a couple of their linemen that their bird stance is way different than their rabbit stance, which is run versus pass. So that will help too.
Just curious, Tyjuan, as a defensive end, when you've got a quarterback who also is effective at running the ball, what kind of challenges does that pose for you at defensive end?
It makes it really, really important to when you're supposed to take the dive to take it, or when you have quarterback to have it, because he's a very big kid, very good athlete from what I've seen on film. So we have to be dialed in and making sure that we get the call and we communicate it. So when I'm supposed to contain the quarterback, I contain him because he's the type of guy that if everyone worry about the running back, he could pull it, and he has some wheels and he has some size that he can be a difference maker in the run game also.
All right. Anybody else for Tyjuan? All right.
Thank you guys.